I was born by the river in a little tent. And just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. My co-creators, how you doing? Just having a little fun. But I really do believe that a change is gonna come. You know, we've been hearing this kind of stuff for years. We've been seeing this kind of stuff for years. This isn't anything new in our life. This isn't anything new, and that's a shame that that's the truth. And you know what I'm talking about. You know the current events in the world. There's a lot of current events going on right now. But I was thinking about when I'm doing these talks, when I'm doing these videos, I'm always trying to help people arrive at the same idea, and I use different angles. I come from this angle, come from that angle, come from this angle, trying to throw different scenarios at you or at whoever to try to get them to open up, because I learned a long time ago that you can't teach truth. People have to realize it. They have to arrive at it on their own time. Just like with myself, I mean, it's been years since I started realizing how this world really works, and the structure of things, and how everything, every system, every institution, everything that we love, everything from our business to government to the church to any group or establishment, all these different systems, all these different establishments has been compromised. They've all been a part of this system and being used to get the most out of you and not give the most back into you. And I'm not saying all the people in all these organizations are bad people. A lot of times they don't even realize what bigger evil that they may be serving. They don't know. And so once I started realizing how this world was really set up, and this world is not all bad, it's not all evil. There's a lot of good in this world. It's got a lot of good life to live. But when you start seeing how things are really set up, you can see things from a different angle, and you can see a bigger picture, and you don't get caught up in every single situation that comes up. Because trust me, the folks that like to control us and manipulate us, they either come up with stuff that's not real, and they use that to create fear in our heart and in our minds, to give up our freedoms, to keep us distracted, keep us busy, keep us sick, and keep us disorganized where we can't even build up and be the best we can be. They use us for our energy, for our focus, for our spiritual energy, for everything that all our powers and all our possibilities that we have. Until we wake up and start paying attention, they use all of those energies to bring the world into a place that they want it to be. And the only way you can stop from being used, you got to wake up, and then you got to opt out. You have to opt out. That's the best way to not play the game, is to take your ball and go home. Take your spiritual energy, your unlimited power, and don't play. But it's very difficult to do that. I understand that. I mean, because we're all used to all these different modern luxuries and all these different ideals. It's all this stuff that's been pumped in our head, and we've been taught to think that this means this and this means that, and this is the pride of my country and the pride of my this, and where I'm from means this and it means that, and I can't turn my back on this and turn my back on that. We've been given all these little false groups to live in, and it's fractured our power. It's diminished what power that we really have. And I get it. I mean, I'm part of it too. It's as awake as I think I am, there's still a bunch of other things that I just can't see. But the change that we're waiting on, the change that's going to come, it has to happen inside first. And I know that sounds like cliche, but the only way the game stops is if we don't play it, if we don't acknowledge it, and if we say, nope, I'm not doing that. It doesn't have to be anything violent. It doesn't have to be anything revolutionary that you might see on a movie, or something bloody and a fiery. It doesn't have to be that. I mean, there will be some of that. Obviously, we see that going on. But the true change is going to happen when we always just decide not to play the game. When we decide not to use these cell phones and bring them everywhere we go. They built a trap, and we carry our master, our trap, around with us everywhere we go. Instead, we stop using these banking systems. Instead, we stop working these silly jobs. Instead, we stop paying these taxes. if everybody decided not to do all this stuff, the system would be forced to come down and be rebuilt. Now, I'm not down for a society in chaos, but these people that are commanding and controlling the people that think they lead us and that think that we owe them anything, those people that's in charge of those people, that they don't care about us. And all they want to do is use us for our personal power. Trust me. So all I'm saying is that's the change that we're waiting on. The change that we're waiting on is inside of us. It's waking up and seeing things how it really is. And I mean, sometimes it seems real challenging. I mean, because I've been seeing the world different for years. And I remember when I first started seeing things different in this world, and I started it was like I had a new religion. I was coming to people, talk to them hey, this doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Why are we doing this? Why everything, nothing made sense anymore. Everything started seeming phony. Every institution started seeming like it was taking advantage of everybody. Everything just felt fake. It felt faux. And I was like, damn, I was like, am I the only one seeing this like this? And I started, doing more research, and I'm like, nah, there's tons of people, even people I've been around, that understand how this thing works, but they play along with the game because everybody hasn't waken up yet. Everybody's not paying attention yet. And I'm telling you, even with the situation going on right now, it's a real situation to happen, but at the same time, we're being used because they're using that situation to create more fear and to have us give up more of our rights, more of our liberties. That's how it works. Either they create a situation like a virus that's not deadly, and we give up all our rights because we don't want to die and we don't want to hurt other people, so we do all this silly stuff trying to do the right thing because in good faith we believe in these so-called leaders and protectors or whatever, and so we do all these things, and then at the end of the day we wake up and we have less freedom. That's how it works. And then sometimes it's stuff that really happens, and they say, okay, we're gonna take this is gonna be the catalyst to help put more restrictions on people. You know what I'm saying? It's a really dirty game, and once this thing plays out, it'll be something else, and then it'll be probably a real, actual deadly virus that'll be put out there. That's how it works. Is one thing after another to keep us on our heels, where we're not thinking, we're not paying attention, we're not seeing. And this is a great opportunity for us to really see what's going on in this world and how this plays out. I mean, we're seeing propaganda. Propaganda's always been here, but we're seeing it right in our face. We're seeing things being portrayed online and in the media, totally opposite from what it really is. And we're seeing what it really is, and we're seeing how it's played out on the media. We're seeing them taking us from one thing to another. First it was this. It was all about ISIS. Now it's all about COVID. Then it's about the lockdown. And it's not the lockdown that's hurting us. Oh, it's COVID. No, it's the lockdown that's hurting people and killing people and ruining lives and all that stuff. It's not the fake virus. It's the reaction to the fake virus and the restrictions that's being put on people. That's the real problem. And then you got all these people bottling up with all this anxiety and all this anxiousness. And the next thing you know, we got this thing happen, with officers in Floyd. And so it's just one thing to the next. They are directing our attention from one thing to the next. And I'm not saying that at all that the Floyd thing is some kind of setup or nothing like that. I'm saying they're using that to then put more restrictions on us. Oh, they're rioting. They're out of control. So we got to bring in the military. That's how it works, folks. These folks use each situation to put a tighter grip on us, and we just play along with it. And and that's where it's kind of hard because they play on our emotions. They use things that are real and are important to us, and they use that to put more control on us. And it's really, really sad, And I was talking to a colleague of mine, and I was just telling her about some of the things that I was doing to put more security on my devices. And we was talking about the cell phones and all that, and she was like, "No, your cell phone is it's encrypted. They can't get information out of that. This company won't do that. They won't release this information. This company, no, it's totally nobody can get your information unless you allow it and all this stuff." And I was like, "No," I said, "You don't understand. they can do whatever they want, and who's going to stop them? Or you, if somebody took your information and put it somewhere, are you going to sue them? Can you sue a multi-billion-dollar company? Like, who is really going to stop them? And then she was going on and on about, oh, look, my phone tells me exactly what I did for the last year. She was showing me the map of everything she do. And I'm like, exactly. And I'm looking into her eyes and I'm like, she just doesn't get it. And it's like, I can't even talk to her about this. She's a very smart person, but she just doesn't get it. How we are just giving up our rights and we're letting these devices make us into slaves. These devices are like our slave masters. And then it's deep, y'all. Y'all gotta really try to separate yourself from using these devices all the time. That's why I always say leave your phone at home sometime. I think you should leave it at home all the time. I think we need to go back to not bringing these damn things around anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it, and I'm trying to get there myself, you know. But anyway, but like I said, she's a very intelligent person, but it's just go to show you when there is a certain idea, when the propaganda is real, even the smartest people can't see things for what they are. It's obvious right in her face. She's telling me that they track everything she does, but it's only for her. She's the only one that can access that. Really? Really? Are you the only one? If somebody else does it, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Right now, you're seeing how they could change laws in a minute. They could put people in jail for not wearing a muzzle on their face. I've seen it on, it's happening. So what make you think they can't just go on your phone and find out your private information and exploit you? Oh, whatever, send your information to other people, whatever. The privacy thing is just going out the window and we're just giving it away. It's so ironic. And so luckily that conversation I was having with her got distracted because I didn't know where to go with it. I was like, well, I'm not going to sit here and try to make her feel, unsmart or try to challenge her. I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, this is real. We are really embedded deep in this matrix. And like I said, this situation that's going on in the world right now should be helping people to see what's really going on, how it really works, and helping them know that every single institution that they think is the real deal, they might have real good people in there doing real good things with real good intentions, but the whole structure of it has been compromised. Every industry has been compromised. I'm telling you, that's just what it is. We're being used every day for our energy, our attention, our ingenious, our spiritual energy is being sucked out of us every day from every angle that we could think of, all day, every day. Once you understand that, and then you'll start to see the bigger picture and see how you can actually not participate. But until you see that, you're still going to be believing and trusting in these multi-billion-dollar companies in these government offices. And I'm not, like I said, the people in the office, they're not the enemies. They're just following orders. It's the people that directs the directives. It's the idea. It's the companies that you'll never see, the people that you'll never even know exist, that pull strings and make things happen. These people are wicked, folks. They don't care about money. They just like to control and manipulate. They just enjoy it. They love using our energy to gain the world that they want. That's just what they do. And you have to understand the big picture. If you don't understand that, you're going to get caught up in little things. And you're going to be just pulled this way and that way. You're never going to make any progress. And so anyway, like I said, change is coming. It might be a little rough for a little while, but the change has to happen on the inside. That's what the revolution has to happen on the inside. You have to see the world differently. And once you see the world differently, the shroud, it comes down and you get to see how this stuff really works and how these corporations really operate. They don't care about you like that. They don't care about you. Not saying the people that work there all the time. The system is set up to drain you and squeeze you and press you up against the wall and set you up. They give you stuff and then they use that stuff against you. That's the way it works, folks. And until we understand that big picture, we're not going to get out of this thing. It's going to be the same thing over and over and over again. Everything has been compromised. And this is not anything new. This has been going on for a very, very, very long time. So I'm not just trying to bring you, doom and gloom, bad news, but that's the way you wake up. You start to see the world as it really is. Then you start to see the big picture. And then you can start making better moves because you can see the whole board. It's like if you're trying to play chess, all you can see is a couple of pieces in front of you. And you can't see the other pieces on the board, but when you understand the bigger picture, you can zoom out, you can see the big picture, then you know how to make your moves correctly. You know what I'm saying? So It's always hope, and it's always in us. It's in you. It's in us to wake up and say, no, thank you. Opt out. The most non-violent thing you could do. Opt out. I'm not doing that. I'm not participating in that. No, I'm not doing that. If everybody said I'm not doing that, it would change overnight. The power would shift like that. Anyway, my co-creators, go outside today, get some fresh air, get some cardio, 30 minutes sweat, get your blood pressure up, I guess, whatever. I don't know if that's good for some people. Get your heart rate up. I guess it's the same thing. Get your heart rate up. Do some cardio, whatever. Meditate for 10 minutes. That's all you need is 10 minutes. Meditation. Connect with that higher source. Connect with source. Connect with the part of you that's been around forever and that will always be around, that eternal you. Remember that you are that first and all this physical stuff is second. And turn off the news, turn off the news, turn off the news. I know there's a lot of exciting things going on in the news right now, but I'm telling you, if you want to have a prosperous life, if you want to rise above it all, you got to turn that stuff off. Trust me, what's coming to you, it'll come to you. But when you watch that news, it really messes up your mood, and it's like a domino effect. It affects other parts of your life. I mean, shoot, I got to talk to myself 3-4 times a day now. I used to be able to do one little pep talk in the morning time. I'd be good for the whole day. But now I got to do several pep talks all day to keep my vibration up. You know, I got to talk it up. I be speaking it. And so, and leave your cell phone at home. Please leave that. Disconnect from this technology as much as possible. Disconnect. I'm telling you, that is the trap. The technology is the trap for now. Eventually, it's going to be more than the technology. It's going to be, it's more coming. But right now, the technology is the trap right now. So just be very leery of these connections, all these devices and stuff. Just, I'm not saying we can't use them for our advantage, but we need to start disconnecting from them. I'm telling you, folks. All right, I love you, my co-creators. Keep co-creating your life, and there is hope, and there is a change coming. Just know it's going to get a little rough, but the change is coming. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.